Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be doing a full face of extremely affordable makeup from Shop Miss A. So if that sounds like something you guys are interested in seeing, then keep on watching. Hey, hello, what is up everyone? I just got done with work and now I'm sitting down to film. For all of the products that I'm going to be using, I'll go ahead and I'll put the price right up here on the screen, and then I'll leave a link to all of the products down in the description box. So I'm going to go ahead and start with my primer. And the primer today, and I have quite a few products in all of these categories from Shop Miss A, but today I'm going to be going in with the No Pore Face Primer. Pour a little bit out on my hand. Here's the consistency right here. It is kind of a silicone-ish type feeling primer. It does feel really smoothing, has kind of a like a fresh type of scent to it. If you're sensitive to smells, the smell on this it's not overpowering, but it can be a little strong if you're sensitive to scents. Skin feels really soft when you put it on. I do really like this primer. I think this is my second time having purchased this specific primer. So next I'm going to go in and do my foundation, and I'm going to be going in with the AOA Studio Complexion Liquid Foundation. And mine is in the shade L1. I personally really like this foundation. I like the coverage on it. The finish is really, really nice. It blends really nicely. It is a little bit of a runnier foundation, but that personally doesn't bother me. Just going to spread that on my face. Ignoring the scratch that I have right here, I honestly have absolutely no idea what I did. And to blend it out, I'm just going to go in with my e.l.f. airbrush blend. This does have pretty decently buildable coverage, so if you're kind of a lighter foundation coverage type of person, this will work just fine. And then if you want a little bit more coverage, I would say this does like a kind of a medium type of coverage. Just because I'm going to be putting some cream products on top, I'm going to do just one coat of. I do have oily skin, and this foundation, though my oil does end up coming through with it no matter what setting powders I use. I don't find that the foundation separates, and to me that's all that matters. As long as my foundation does not separate, then I don't have a problem with dewy finishes or anything like that. So now that the foundation is on, I'm going to go in with my cream products. I'm going to do my concealer last so that it doesn't crease on me. So today I decided that I am going to in fact contour. So I'm going to go in with the Paw Paw Contour Stick right here. And this is in the shade Nude. I'll put that under my cheekbones and down the center of my nose. If you're fairly pale skin toned, I find that this does work really well. It is that grayish kind of brown shade that you want from a contour stick. And I blended it out with sponges and with brushes, and I've never had a problem. This does blend out really nicely whether you use a brush or a sponge. Really like this contour product, and I use it all the time. So next I'm going to go in with what is technically a cream foundation, but I'm going to use it as a bronzer. And this is the AOA Studio Air Cream Foundation. And for my bronzer shade, I'm going in with the shade M3. I do have this in a shade that I can also use as a actual foundation, and I do like this product. I'm going to blend this out. Now that that's blended out, I'm going to go ahead and go in with one of their cream blushes. I absolutely love this specific line of cream blushes. I use these products all the time. They are incredibly, incredibly pigmented. So when you go in with these, you have to go in with a light hand. These are their Venetian Romance Creamy Blushes. I have all of the shades, and today the shade that I'm going to go in with is called Bonnet. Kind of like this coral peach type of color. It may have even been just a little too much. Yeah, so as you can see, a little bit of this does in fact go a long way. But like I said, I absolutely love these blushes. They blend super, super nicely. They're very creamy, they're very pigmented, they're easy to work with. Never had a problem with it lifting any of the products underneath. Yeah, really, really nice. I will say though, with this specific line of their blushes, if you're not in to the more kind of bold, brighter type of blushes, this may not be the line for you. But if you are, absolutely fantastic blushes. And now I'm going to do my concealer, and this is the AOA Studio Locked in Creamy Concealer. And mine is in the shade LC1. I'd say that this concealer is more on like the lighter side of coverage. It's really lightweight. It is pretty hydrating. I think that if you're into the more kind of natural looking makeup, that this would be a pretty good concealer for you. Or if you're one of the fortunate people who don't get a lot of discoloration under your eyes, this is a pretty decent concealer. I'll use this sometimes when I'm not having too much under eye discoloration. Not too overly full coverage, but it was just enough to make me look like I'm actually alive. So now to set my under eye, I personally absolutely love pink setting powders. I was really excited when they made this. Now this does say foundation. I guess you technically could use the pink one as a foundation, but today I'm going to be using it to set my under eyes for a brightening effect. This is the Soft Touch Blurring Powder Foundation, and this is in the shade Translucent Pink. What it looks like right here. A little bit darker in person. It's just my studio lights are making it look a little more washed out. I'm just going to take it on a little triangular puff. I'm awake, I'm alive, I can't sing, save my life. Now that my eyes have been set, I'm going to go in with one of their setting powders, and they have a pretty decent selection of setting powders. The one I'm going to go in with today is the AOA Studio Flawless Setting and Finishing Loose Powder, and this is in the shade Light. When you open it up, this is what it looks like right here. So I'm just going to put a little bit into the lid, and I'm going to take a fluffy brush today and dust that over the rest of it. I think the only thing I really don't like about this packaging is that because it's a square packaging, it's really difficult to kind of pour this into the lid without it spilling everywhere. So that is something to keep in mind. But I do really like this setting powder. I'm just going to take a fluffy brush and dust this over the rest of my face. Right, now that my face is set, I think that it looks really nice. My skin looks really smooth, doesn't look cakey or dry anywhere. So next I'm going to go in with some of my powder products, and I'm going to start with my bronzer. And I'm going to go in with their AOA Studio Perfect Bronzer Powder, and this is in the shade Frappe. I'm just going to take this on an angled flat brush and stamp it in. If you guys are looking for super affordable makeup, I really like Shop Miss A. My biggest complaint though about this company is their shade ranges for deeper skin tones can be kind of lacking, so to speak. I don't feel like they do a very good job at accommodating really deep skin tones. Some of their products do a good job of accommodating all ranges of skin tones. I felt that the Venetian blushes had a couple really nice shades in there for really deep skin tones. Some of their products also don't have like extremely fair skin tones either. They're kind of light. There's like 5 shades of light, a couple shades of medium, and maybe 1 shade of a dark but not deep. So that would be my biggest gripe with this company. Just because it's affordable, I think they need to do a better job with being a little bit more inclusive when it comes to different skin tones. But For like their other complexion products like blushes and highlighters, I do really think that they do a fairly decent job with that, and their products are usually of pretty good quality for the price that you pay. So now that the bronzer is done, I'm going to go ahead and go in with a blush. And this is the AOA Studio Cherry Blossom Blush, and this is in the shade Eurokobi. Kind of this peachy type of nude color. Absolutely love this blush. These blushes are really pigmented too, so a little bit goes a long way. That's just going in one time. All right, now that the blush is done, I'm going to go ahead and go on in with my highlighter. And this is the Paw Paw Glow Within Illuminating Powder, and this is in the shade Wish on a Star. Shop Miss A does have a couple lines that benefit charities, so they're Paw Paw ones. I believe it's a certain amount from every purchase made from that line on each product. A little bit of, I think it's like 10% of that ends up going towards animal shelters and whatnot. I think they have another one that benefits schools or teachers or something like that. So I do like that they do give back on those lines. I don't think anything that I have in front of me is over $2. So definitely, if you cannot afford some of the higher end makeup, I highly, highly recommend checking out this brand. I think I've been shopping through Shop Miss A for over 10 years. I discovered them around the time when they first started. And I do think that their quality has definitely gotten better over the years. And they have a wide variety of products from like home products. They have socks, underwear, jewelry, hair care stuff, bath care, their bath bombs. I really like their bath bombs. Makeup, nails, skincare. So if you're looking for something really, really affordable, I know I sound like a broken record, but I do really highly recommend checking them out if you've never heard of them. So now that my complexion is finished, I'm going to go ahead and do my eye base. And for that, I'm going to be using the AOA Studio Shadow Saver Eye Primer, and mine is in the shade Light. Right, and just because my eyes are very oily and they're hooded, my shadows do tend to crease very easily, and I have very oily lids. So I'm just going to go back into the loose setting powder, and I'm going to set from my crease up. I just realized I got to this point and didn't even hit record. Well, shit. So with my crease, I just went back into the perfect bronzer that I had been using, and I put that in the crease in both eyes. And now I'm going into two of their single shadows. These are also from the Venetian Romance line, and the shades, and these are their creamy eyeshadows. And the two shades that I'm going to be going in with today is this beautiful type of copper shade right here, and this is called Coronation. And I'm also going to be going in with like this golden tan kind of shade right here. And this is called Betrothed. And I already started, but I'm going to be putting the Coronation shade in the inner and outer corner because I'm going to be doing kind of a halo eye look. And then I'm going to take Betrothed and put that in the middle of my lid. If you haven't noticed already, these pretty much mimic or are identical to the ColourPop Super Shock shadows. And if I'm being completely honest, the quality is pretty much exactly the same. I love copper shades. I think it's beautiful. I love how cold these feel when you dig your finger into them. Really, really nice pigment on these. My favorite shade is like this icy kind of green shade that they have. It's like a white with like a green shift to it. I use that one probably more than I do any other shade of these. And next I'm going to go in with Betrothed, and I'm going to put that on the center of my lids, and I'll probably also add it to my brow bone as well as to my inner corner. Beautiful shade. And these do pop even more if you add a glitter primer underneath. I'm going out on a simple date night with my husband after this, so I didn't feel the need to. He tends to like more of the natural type of makeup anyways, as opposed to the what he calls overbearing color looks, but since I love color so much, sometimes it's hard not to. Right, I'm going to add that to my brow bone and my inner corner, and I'll be right back. All right, and to finish off the lower lash line, I'm just going to go back in with that bronzer. I like being able to use bronzers for multi-purpose. Sometimes when my husband and I go on vacation or travel, I'll just pack like a face palette where it just has a bronzer and a highlighter and a blush, and then I'll just use those as my eyeshadows because I can also use them on my face. So I'm going to go back into my fluffy brush and I'm just going to work on blending these shadows out. Alright, so now that the eyes are done, I'm going to go ahead and do my brows because we're looking a little bit weird right now with no brows being done. I'd say out of everything from Shop Miss A, their brow products are probably going to be my least favorite. I could have sworn that I had one of their brow pencils, but all I have is like their micro or their slim brow pencil, so this is really, really thin. So it's going to take me a minute to do my brows, but then I'm also going to go in with their Sculpt My Brow Clear Pomade, and I will be right back. I think that if you have good brows to begin with, this product is fine if you just need to fill in a little bit of sparseness, but I don't exactly have the best brows, so it does take me a little bit longer with this to fill it in. Where I wish I could just snap my fingers and have my brows done. I hate doing my eyebrows. I will say that their slim brow pencil is pretty creamy. It doesn't really catch on your skin, it's not dry. Some of the shades lean a little bit more on the warm side. Like I typically use a taupe shade, and this is in the shade taupe, but it's kind of more of a warm type of taupe. So that's something to keep in mind. All right, and now that my brows are done with the pencil, now I'm just going to take a spoolie and go into the brow pomade and shape my eyebrows. It's gonna be a bad brow day. All right, so now that my brows are done, I'm going to go ahead and do my mascara. And for today, I'm going in with the AOA Studio Big Boss Mascara. I like the bristles on this brush, but I will tell you, if big wands are not something you're a fan of, this ain't the mascara for you. This mascara, though, does a really great job at lengthening and lifting and illuminizing your lashes. This is just going in with one coat, so this is with and this is without. I really like this mascara. Alright, so now that the mascara is done, we're going to finish off the look by doing my lips. And I'm going to go in with one of their lip liners, and this is in the shade Soar. And this is kind of a nudie, kind of orangey coral type of color, but it's not a bright, bright coral. I use this lip liner a pretty decent amount because it matches a lot of my lipsticks. And then to do my lips, I'm going to be going in with their Butter Blur Creamy Lipstick, and this is in the shade Caramel. These are unbelievably comfortable. Absolutely love these. This is what it looks like. This formula is unbelievably comfortable, but because it is a creamy lipstick and not a matte one, it does tend to transfer fairly easily. But at least on me, when I'm eating, drinking, I don't really have to retouch it too much. It just kind of loses more of the semi-glossy type of finish to it. But I just realized that I do not have any of their glosses. I could have sworn that I did, but I was mistaken. So I'm going to go ahead and top it with a gloss, and I will be right back. Right, and for the gloss, I just went in with the Maybelline Lifter Gloss in the shade Bronze. And this is the final look. And that is a full face of using extremely affordable makeup by Shop Miss A to be ballin' on a budget. I absolutely love the quality of 99% of my Shop Miss A makeup. Again, it's a great way to build up a makeup collection if you are not able to afford some of the higher end makeup. I honestly like a lot of my Shop Miss A products better than I like a lot of my high end products, and that's saying something. Their highlighters are great quality. I love their blushes. I love a lot of their lip products, their eyeshadows, or at least their single eyeshadows. They have really good foundations. Definitely need to work on the shade ranges, if we're being completely honest. Really like a lot of their setting powders and finishing powders. They have really great eye primers. Their eye primers have actually been some of my favorites in the time that I've been using makeup. So, yeah, overall, guys, I'm very happy with how this turned out. I think my husband's probably going to be very happy as well. Just kind of not overly quick, but it's quick for me, get ready for date night type of look. I'm really happy with it, and I think that it looks really nice. So yeah, guys, thank you for joining me for another one of my videos. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.